Hi guys, this is Negla. I'm here with a quick video for Twin Flames. I wanted to do this video. I've been feeling the guidance from my spirit guides and archangels and all the ascended masters that I work with. They've been really nudging me and poking me to get this video out for you guys, just to help you go through what's coming along with the intense energies that we've all been feeling. Before I get started, if you'd like to book a private reading with me or see all my services, please check my website soulspeak.com, and you'll see all the services that I offer, and all the things that I do. Also see my blog articles, and you can check also my Facebook group page, Soul Speak, because I do post a lot of updates and a lot of things that I'm channeling, and information that I keep bringing forward, and it's all about important things that we have to go through in our journey. So I'd love to have you join it, so you can get up to date about the things that I post, and the messages that and the guidance that we're receiving from this universe. Um, as I've been, my last channel messages for Twin Flames, and I'm sure you're following a lot of the astrology reports, and a lot of the energy reports have been noting that the coming 3 months, which is June, July, August, and I feel also until maybe mid-September, that we're going to be going through this intense period of a lot of purging, a lot of clearing of old pains and old fears, and it's going to be just a period of a lot of intense things. So and of course, we're not all going to be the same of how we feel. Those intense energies depends on where your level is in your journey, in your own ascension. Of course, if you've been doing a lot of work in your own inner healing, you're not going to feel the intensity as much, but you're going to feel it on specific things that are meant to be taken away from you, because they are not for your highest good, and they're going to be taken away because in the next chapter of your life, or in your next level of ascension, you don't need those ego maybe leftover parts, or things that are no longer going to support you in your coming chapter. There are many who's just starting their process and just starting their own awakening. They're starting just their own levels of ascension, and they might feel it a lot more than others. And of course, we're all going to be at our own pace, and no one's better than other. We're all at different parts of our life, or all at different times in our lives, and each one of us is going to be geared towards their mission and their life purpose, and towards their own inner union in a very different way, because we're all going to have journeys that are just very specific to who we are, and very specific to our own twin flame journey. Some of the things that I've been noting, and I know I posted a few things on my Facebook group page about food, for example. You're going to be noticing with these energies, you're going to be noticing that your appetite for food, you're going to be noticing that your food preferences, your cravings are going to be maybe changing, and it's going to be gearing you towards specific things that you're going to be needing. So you have to support your ascension, because ascension again is a spiritual event, but yet our bodies are the ones who have to carry that vessel of ascension in a way, because this is where our bodies are our homes, and our homes are where our soul kind of lives. So your body is going to be going through those ascension symptoms, and your body's going to be changing with the light codes that are coming in, with the activation codes, with all the DNA changes that we're going to be feeling. So your body's going to be asking you to eat maybe specific things. You're going to be asked maybe to eliminate specific things, or things that are relating to your diet are going to be changing. So because I wrote about this, and you can check it out on my Facebook group page, you can see what I channeled there about specific food changes that we're going to be going through with your appetite and your needs. And in general, I keep saying, especially with what's going on with the intensity of the energy, the best is to really drink a lot of water, eat a lot of healthy green leaf vegetables. This is my go-to, really. Heart healthy foods, like really basics of nature, like eat what really is provided by nature. I'm not going to say a specific diet, vegan, vegetarian, whether you eat meat, because each one of us is different, and your body's going to ask you to do whatever it needs. And I don't see anyone is better than other. I see that we all have our own unique journey and our own unique body needs and functions and um, requirements from our soul. So just follow the cues of your body, especially going through this intense energy. And definitely diet is going to be really important, because if you're feeling more exhausted than usual because of the intensity again, then you're going to have to change maybe something about your food and your diet to support you in this process. Some people having more sleepless nights, so sometimes that also is another indication about specific improvements that are needed to be done in your diet. I know I mentioned this, and I wrote that in my Facebook group page. But another thing that also the guides want me to share with you as we're going through these intense energies of the purging is that we have to pay attention to our material life. And with material life, I mean, this is our homes, our finances, our families, our loved ones, our children, really whatever is in our material life. June 16th, which is the number 616, I also posted something about that specific number. And again, it was a hint about the material life and how we need to balance our material lives so we can actually go along with those energies. Because what's going on right now with these energies, you're being geared into specific action items. When we're purging our pains and our fears, or we're purging our parts of our ego that no longer serves us, we're going to be also needing to take care of our physical lives, because as much as spiritual that we can get, but we also live a very physical life. And that's something that I actually totally believe in, is as much as we're bringing in our souls into our lives, our material lives, but also our material lives have to be in balance with our spirituality, because you cannot be high in your ascension but yet your material life does not reflect that. And again, it's we're going to be going through this period where all our shadow selves are really showing up more and more, and the illusions of life are really changing. And especially with the astrologies going on, so everything that is no longer good for us is just going to be taken away, or you're going to be nudged and you're going to be kind of in a way forced to take it away, because it's no longer going to serve your soul. Because again, as we are ascending, and as we get more and more of the downloads that we need for the coming process, those downloads are coming from our soul. 75% of our downloads are coming from our soul, so it's really our own information, and 25% is external. So as we are downloading all of this, we also have to pay attention to what your soul is trying to tell you. And I wanted to maybe focus this video more on your material life. And with material life, it's a lot about how we are handling our life, how our physical life is really balancing out. Are you living in balance? Are you living in balance between your work life, how you take care of your family, and how you take care of yourself, and how you take care of your spirituality at the same time? It's your connection to everything that is physical and everything that is material in your life. So, I mean, because I work with clients, and sometimes very little changes and that we don't pay attention to will make a huge influence and a huge result in our lives. And again, everything's about little steps. We can't really fully do everything all at the same time and expect one big step to be the thing that's going to balance us all out, because it's a process. We have to go through a process, by the process by adding and process by elimination. We're going to add into our lives what is going to serve our highest good, and we're going to eliminate what is not for our highest good. And especially as twin flames, we think that and maybe a lot of us are just focusing on the spiritual connection with our twin, as much as we have this spiritual connection, but our physical life has to actually be a good reflection of what's going on into the spiritual. Like, you can be highly spiritual and your material life is not really supporting that spirituality or that level of healing that you're going through. Because again, healing is about healing our material lives. It's our healing our souls, but our souls live in the material life right now. We're not just fully in spirit form. We are actually living a full physical life. So pay attention to the things that you're going through, that you're going to be maybe feeling some crunches in your finances, and that is something to pay attention to. And again, when you're feeling those pushes towards like I can't afford this or I can't afford that. This again is a sign from the universe, a sign from your soul telling you this. Whatever that issue is something that no longer serves your highest good. So again, watch what's going on in your life right now, because the intensity of the energy is going to keep um, uh, giving you this head-on collision with the things that no longer are gonna be supporting your spiritual life, because we're getting all these downloads and all these changes and all these shifts within even our masculine energies, our feminine energies, and the balancing between both. As we're getting all these downloads and all these shifts in our frequency and our connection to this universe, we also will have to pay attention to all the nudges that we're getting into our material life. So pay attention to how you feel about your finances. Pay attention to what are the things that you're spending your money on. And I'm talking about that because material life is an important aspect of our balanced spiritual life. You can't have a huge, wonderful spiritual life without having a balanced material life as well. So pay attention to your finances. We live with abundance. And again, if you want to improve your finances, you have to understand the mentality of abundance in finances. But again, as we live in abundance, we also have to be detached from the material and the ego connection to our finances as well. If you are connected to your finances from, I have to have this level of maybe a material life, I have to have this huge home, I have to have this wonderful car, I have to have this this possession or that possession, or I'm spending my money on this and this, and you will be the only one who can actually assess your material life. I can't really speak for you, because you know the things that no longer are serving your soul, or are just things that you're having because you want to either show off, or you just want to look good in front of others, or you got used to being attached to specific things. Of course, we have to also live comfortably in our lives with whatever we have. But I'm sure as you go along in those exercises, and again, the energy is going to show you what is in your life that needs elimination and what else in your life that needs an addition. This is with regards to your finances, for example. So don't feel bad that you have to eliminate some of your financial obligations that are not really supporting your spiritual life, because you're going to be gaining much more than that. So, and again, as you balance your finances, balance your material needs with your spiritual being, is again, this is balance. We have to maintain that balance. Your union with your twin flame, your twin soul, is about balance. It's a balance in our spiritual as well as balance in our material. So keep that in mind as you go along in your life. Don't pay too much attention to what your twin flame is doing, because he or she is doing what their soul is telling them. Whether they're staying away from you, whether they're not in connection with you right now, it's again about balances. You have to reach a point where things are more favorable for the union, because again, when you're bringing two very powerful beings together with a huge amount of love in their hearts, and of course, you come along with your mission, then everything has to be available for them, so they can their connection can make their mission really much more powerful. If they're struggling financially, if you as a person are struggling financially and you don't understand the laws of abundance of this universe, then you're going to bring your twin into your life, and again, there's not going to be enough balance to maintain the powerful connection that you have with your twin. When you heal your financials, when you're healing your material life, you're also healing your connection with your twin, because you're making things more at ease and more peaceful in your life. And again, it's not about material possessions. It's not about living in that, wonderful house, or it's not about having all those things that may not fully serve you. Look at, again, at everything in your finances and take this process of elimination of things that no longer is going to serve you, or it really does not have a material impact or a positive impact in your life, and add those which will actually support you. Make sure that you have something to support your health. You eat better foods, that you have better finances to buy better foods. And unfortunately, if you want to buy organic, not everything needs to be organic, but if you can afford to buy more fruits, more vegetables, and again, these are the things that are sometimes more expensive than the junk food because they are the better for you. If you can eliminate things in your finances so you can actually afford to buy better foods for yourself and for your family, then this is a process of eliminating bad things and adding a much better situation for you. So these are the things that I want you to keep in mind as you go along with these energies. You're going to use those months to really weed out everything that is not for your highest good. Everything that you need to bring in into your life to bring you balance, this is what you have to have. If you can save some money so you can maybe have a better gym membership, which you actually can use, or have, more access to natural alternatives like I don't know, yoga, meditation, or um, maybe have more Reiki or massages or things like that that will actually support your physical being, will actually support your life. Maybe support having your children to have more access to better. Better sports, better things. So again, it's about a process that we have to go through in those months, and those energies are amazing because as hard as it is, because we're healing and we're purging a lot of stuff. Again, you need to purge things that are not healthy in your material life, so your spiritual life can be matching to what you're going through in your material and everyday life. The other thing that I wanted also, because that's what the guides have been really wanting to emphasize at this moment. Not just that we are spiritually ascending, but we're also in our physical life that we live here. There are things that we have to pay attention to. The other things that we have to pay attention to is our connection to our families, our connection to our children. Do you have a good connection with your children? Are your children, and I'm going to be talking about people, you don't have to have children to have a good connection with children. You could be someone who have nieces or nephew. You could be someone who works with children. You could be someone who interacts with children. You could be someone who, you know, maybe are adopting a cause for a nonprofit or something like that relates to children. So we're all keepers of children. Doesn't matter whether you have your own biological children um, or just you as yourself becoming a role model for others, because we are all keepers of this earth, and we're all keepers of this universe. Children are all our children, not just your biological. So again, and again, look into your connection to your children. Do you have a great connection with them? Are you able to communicate freely and openly with them about who you are as a twin flame? Um, Personally, I mean, I feel personally that I don't I don't treat children as children, like the old model, the old template that your children are something you have to be programming. In fact, you have to allow your children to open up to this universe and support them spiritually, because you're supporting yourself. So support them spiritually by helping them open up their hearts and their minds to all the wonderful universal laws that you are, as a twin flame, as an adult or an older twin flame, not age, but as someone who is more in tune with what's going on for twin flames. Support them by that knowledge. Everything that we are learning as adults, or as this generation, or as this wave of twin flames, is also to support our children growing up. And many of our children are also going to be twin flames. They're coming to this universe, and they're coming to earth as volunteer souls. Many of them are that. And you're going to know your children. You know how talented they are, how gifted they are, and it's up to you to actually nurture them, support them in your physical environment so they are able to grow and have the same or a better spiritual knowledge than yourself as you were growing up. So that's the connection with children that we have to pay attention to, how we're allowing them their ideas to flourish, and not to eliminate their ideas or not take their opinions into consideration. Treat your children as you treat adults, in a way. Is you ask them their opinions, and you'll be so amazed by how smart our kids are and how spiritually ready they are because they are ready and they are coming. I keep saying that children in this time are coming hardwired. They're ready for their own ascension. They're very much very progressive souls, and all we need to do is just to support them in a very nurturing environment, so they know where to direct their energy towards positive uplifting causes, or um, into a better material change into their lives, is by how we teach them how to not discriminate against others, how not to judge others, how not to keep saying about how to accept each other, either with whatever religion they come from. Because as parents, we have to teach our children how to be open and tolerant to everything that we are as humanity. And if you as a parent, as a twin flame especially, if you're not teaching your children how to be tolerant to others, and how you yourself are tolerant to others, then don't expect, a miracle child, um, or don't expect that the universe is going to support you in your twin flame union, because the universe does not need more dark energies. We're meant to be here for positive light energies, and if you cannot be that light energy, then either things are going to take much longer for you until you learn those specific lessons, or you're just going to act your life as a trigger for others. So pay attention to all the things that we're getting from this universe. Again, your connection to your children, your connection to your loved ones, connection to your parents if you have parents who are alive, or connection to your parents in spirit, how you connect to your ancestors. We're all healing those bloodlines, and again, we're really merging our timelines, and we're merging into our most expansive parts of our soul. And I want you, these are the things that the guides really wanted me to express at this time, that we have to pay attention to also our ground level work. It's not just our spiritual being, but also our material lives, our finances. And I mentioned about food, for example, our connection to money, our connection to possessions, our connection to the needs that we have to have in this life. And if you think about it, you're going to not need too much. It's about priorities. What is your priority right now? What is your priority as a twin flame who is seeking union with self? Because your union with your other with your masculine or your divine feminine, depends on who you are. Your connection to that, your twin soul, is about balance in everything in our lives. It's about, are you into balance? Are you moving forward in your ascension, or are you stand still? Because if you stand still, you should recognize that. You should be able to recognize that right now with these energies, and those upcoming, coming high energy, and those frequencies that is going to be keeping going up and down, and we're going to get intensity. Then we have to calm down for a few days because we have to absorb what's going on. But the more you pay attention to the signs from this universe, if, the better things are going to be coming for you. You need to pay attention to what brings you pain, and you have to start eliminating those sources of pain. And when I work with clients, for example, as I'm channeling, especially when I'm doing my sessions and my one-on-one live sessions, it's easily for me to recognize those sources and those little things, and sometimes they're major things that you don't really personally pay attention to. But in a session, for example, I'm able to recognize patterns, and I'm able to recognize things that you may think everything's wonderful in my life and I'm doing great, which is wonderful because you have that positive outlook, but something is not right, and you're gonna feel it. Something is not materially right for you. I hope this video really gives you this light that that you have to pay attention to. And of course, if you have questions, please feel free to to comment, or it's best for me if you text me or you email me, or you connect with me through my Facebook group page. Just hang in there and have faith in what's going on. Don't feel angered about something that's coming up right now, because this is also coming up for many. You feel either anger, or you feel lack of hope or faith in specific things. But again, everything that is being shown to you right now is going to be so important that you pay attention to. And the more you pay attention to those signs, the better things are going to be as we go through this process of addition and elimination. Just a quick reminder, I'm going to be in the Chicago area June 30th till July 2nd for the workshop Twin Flames Together. Again, it's not just for Twin Flames, but it's for anyone who's on a journey towards ascension. It's going to be a monumental time as I work in my partnership with wonderful five other very gifted speakers and intuitive guidance and healers in the twin flame community, um, as we work together, and it's the six of us really supporting everyone attending the event to see all these different patterns, and we're bringing in knowledge from all sources of this universe, between the astrology, between light language, between the energy healing, and between the knowledge and the wisdom coming from this universe to support your ascension and supporting you in your own union within yourself and your union with your twin. And of course, if you're on your own spiritual knowledge and your own spiritual quest, this is an amazing time to connect with the six of us, and we're really all excited about it. The guys have been really preparing us for this event. It's a limited seating, and we have a few seats left. So I'm going to leave the link to the event at the comments below. And if you need more information, of course, get in contact with me. If you would like to book a private reading, or if you would like to see my services, please go to my website, soulspeak.com. And I would like also to make sure that you see my Facebook group page, because I post a lot of updates on it as well. And I post, channeled message that I keep getting, and when I get something, I need to write it down. So not always I have the time to put it in a video or put it in a really much nicer and organized article, as I'm, with all the things that I have to do, my material life as well. Enjoy this month of June, as we're just, across the summer solstice, and pay attention to the signs of this universe. And I'll talk to you soon with my upcoming videos. Okay, take care.